Draft Profile Series brought to you by Celtics.com.
Welcome to the Celtics.com Draft Profile Series. I'm Amanda Pflugrad, and today we are highlighting UNLV guard Rashad Vaughn, the Mountain West Freshman Player of the Year. And here to talk a little bit more about him is UNLV head basketball coach Dave Rice. Coach, first off, thank you so much for joining us.
It is great to be with you.
Well, Rashad put up some lofty scoring numbers this season for the Rebels, and he was also your guys' leading scorer. But what other strengths does he possess?
I think the biggest thing is that he came to us as a freshman with a tremendous work ethic. Just always wants to be in the gym. Obviously worked extremely hard during practice, came back after practice, got extra shots, came in at night and got even more shots. Just a guy who wants to be a great basketball player. Loves the game. Certainly we talked about the work ethic, and just I think he's got a great future in the game.
How do you think his scoring ability will translate to the NBA?
Well, he's always been a scorer. He makes tough shots. He has the ability to make shots at the end of a shot clock, and so he can go get his own shot, and he got much better in terms of making plays for others. But gets to the free throw line, makes free throws. He's just a guy who makes things happen. A very exciting player, and I'm certainly looking forward to watching him progress. He'll be a very good player.
Well, you mentioned his very strong work ethic, but what kind of guy is he really in the locker room with the team? He's
a tremendous teammate, cares a lot about winning, probably as much as anything. He hates losing, even maybe more than he likes winning. I think his personality is infectious. He's a guy who's popular with his team. He just played the 1 year for us as a freshman, but has some inherent leadership qualities as well. And so I think he's a guy who can be a leader as he gets a little bit older, and he has a lot of credibility with teammates just because of how hard he works.
And due to a meniscus tear in his left knee, he hasn't played since February 10th. Do you think that he's going to be able to kind of shake off that rust to go into the NBA?
Yeah, I know he worked extremely hard after the injury, just like he did before the injury. We were playing our best basketball this season when he got hurt. He was our leading scorer, was a big contributor to us. And as much as he scored a lot of points for us and people know him for that, he'd become a very reliable rebounder for us as well. But again, he worked so hard. I know his rehab has gone extremely well from the knee injury, and I think he's very close, if not all the way to 100%. He'll be a guy who will impress in workouts and make a lot of plays.
Well, and there were reports that Vaughn was potentially going to return to UNLV after the injury. What was that process like for you guys when he declared for the draft?
Yeah, it was great being able to coach Rashad for a year. It was a process where we met a number of times with Rashad and with his family, and family just made a determination that it was time for him to make the jump and declare for the NBA draft. And I just again think he's got a great future. He continues to get better. He came to us with a great work ethic and continued to get better and learn more about the game. And he'll be a guy who a team in the NBA will be fortunate to have him just because, again, his talent, but also his coachability and his work ethic. I think that all those things correlate to success at the next level.
Any areas that you think he might be able to improve on a little bit?
I just think Rashad came to us, he's a young player, and so I think just probably more than anything, just experience. He was 18 all of his freshman year, so he's a young freshman, but a guy who I think has great potential and certainly high character player.
All right, Coach, well, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you and Rashad the best of luck this offseason and going into the draft.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Celtics.com. We'll have more of your player draft profiles continuing throughout the summer.